I have been asking myself that question. Is this the buck knife that no one really is asking for, wants, or needs? Or is there still an absolute capability level and need for the reintroduction of the Buck Knives 117 Brahma? That's what we have here today, guys. It's in the 100 series. It's just basically a shrunk down version of the iconic 119, just slimmed down, lighter, smaller, more compact. So we're going to talk about all of its capabilities today, really put it through the ringer, and really think through some competitive options as well. Is there just better options available, or if it's just not necessary in the entire 100 series lineup from Buck, or if there is absolutely this iconic, needed expectation and want for what the 117 can offer. Let's go ahead and dive on in. And as we're discovering whether or not the 117 from Buck is the right tool to take on our next adventure, I know one piece of kit that absolutely goes with me every time I hit the trail and go exploring, and that is my Zoleo satellite communicator, and I'm super pumped that they're today's sponsor. And I wanted to make sure and bring to your guys' attention that Zoleo is having a limited time promotion that goes through June 18th, 2023, and this promotion gives you $50 off the device itself, plus the Gaia GPS premium membership for 6 months. So now's the perfect time to save and get all of the capabilities that Zoleo offers, including the seamless global messaging via the Iridium satellite network, and then seamlessly transitioning when you don't need that network into either cellular or Wi-Fi. And then of course, one of the key features, which is the SOS alerting system with 24/7 monitoring and progressive updates, allowing you to communicate with those first responders to give them updates on where you are, your situation, or the people in your party. So I invite you guys to check out the link in the description below this video over to the Zoleo website, where you can see all the other capabilities that this device offers, as well as score that limited time promotion. And if you are seeing this video after June 18th, don't forget about my exclusive promo code, which waives the $40 activation fee. So those will all be included in the links in the description below this video. Now, obviously super iconic buoy blade shape, matching most in the, not all, but most in the 100 series, and definitely in comparison to, say, the 119. Now, what we're going to notice right out of the gate is that the blade is going to be 4.5 inches overall length. The cutting edge is 4 inches. It is 1/8 of an inch thick on that standard Buck hollow grind. That means that this is going to be more compact, obviously, and more nimble than the 119. Excellent for the finer, detailed work. Regardless if you're skinning game or cleaning fish, I would prefer it over the larger 119 for those type of tasks. Depending on the type of food prep around camp that you're doing, potentially it might do really well, work as a great steak knife if you just want to bust that out at the steakhouse or around the campfire. And then obviously for like finer precision cuts, that hollow grind I have no complaints with because of the style of tool. I don't necessarily prefer hollow grinds on my survival knives, but for a hunting knife and a compact camp knife that I'm not going to be like chopping down trees and bludgeoning through huge logs, it's wicked. And this is a wicked precision tool in woodscraft, as well as other tasks you may put it through. And if you enjoy carrying compact fixed blades as your everyday carry tool instead of a pocket knife or in tandem with a pocket knife, this is an excellent option to throw in rotation for those type of tasks, going through cardboard, going through cordage, doing those type of activities. The geometry of the thin stock in combination with the hollow grind and the piercing capability is just excellent. And even though it doesn't have massive belly, it's still got enough sweep to just be a laser beam through most material. Now, the piercing is also excellent, good tip strength for this type of blade and this thickness. The obviously thinner stock has limitations in toughness, but it's a compact blade. But with all that said, if I'm going on an outdoor adventure, I'm not talking about hunting. Hunting, there's a lot to say about this 117 in its precision. But if I'm going camping, if I'm going backpacking, if I'm planning on doing an outdoor adventure that doesn't include the catching of game and then the processing of it, I like what I get out of the 119.
It's gonna give me a longer blade length, some more reach. It's a little bit stouter, but that hollow grind on it is still excellent in carving and whittling and going through cordage, food prep, and gives me that piercing capability as well. And really the only limitation that I'm gonna see is between both of these, and they're both kind of in that same category, is it's just not designed to chop, it's not designed to baton, and I would need to take along with me a folding saw and a compact hatchet if I'm gonna do a lot of wood processing. So on the outdoor exploration side, I like the capability of the larger 119 for those type of activities over the 117. But let's see how it holds up in some other aspects, particularly the handle. So the handle is very stereotypical of the 100 series, but actual usable space from the guard to the tip here is about 3.75. Now that fits my large size hand just enough with a little bit of real estate left over there, but the 119 is going to have 4 inches of actual usable space, and you can just see the difference there. I'm basically almost not even on that aluminum butt cap, guard, whatever, pommel on the back end, and then you have that aluminum front guard there, and then you are going to have a stick tang that goes the full length of the handle all the way through to that back aluminum cap in there with those segmented pieces. Now I've owned several bucks, really pounded on them, never had any massive shifting, but it's not like a full handle scale tang knife like we're going to talk about in a minute. So don't be wailing on this tool. It's not designed for that. It's designed for finesse. Now the handle on the base models is phenolic resin, which I believe is what they make bowling balls out of. So very dense, but what they've been using for decades. It's slick as mess. So that's why there's a guard there. It absolutely keeps you in place. It means that it's very comfortable in different grips. You can easily, do a chest lever grip all day, and it's not going to create a hot spot. I've never gotten hot spots on any of the 100 series that I've had, and because the guard is a little bit smaller on both ends than on the 119, the one benefit to particularly woodworking and just manipulating your hand around that is that you don't really even notice the guard there. So if you do putting your thumb up on the spine, this would actually be a better tool. Not that the 119 is bad. I've never had a problem with that, and it's never impacted my knuckle, but you're definitely gonna have to kind of reach over, whereas you don't even notice it just ergonomically on the smaller 117. So that is a big benefit in woodworking for the tool, but you're still getting enough guard there. Now what about the pants on this knife? The sheath. Well, it's that standard leather sheath that we know from Buck. They do it on a lot of their tools, and it's been around forever, and there's a reason for that. It just works. It has nice dense leather, good cinching, folded over, drainage hole, nice large belt loop right there. Easily can fit on any belt that you would, standardly carry. Compared to some of the competitive options I'm about to give you that have polymer, like a cheap plastic polymer or nylon, I mean, it works, and so they keep using it. And now for my favorite part, the competitive options, value. Is this really the right tool? I always love doing that portion with you guys. And in this particular iteration, I will have links in the description below this video for this model, the 117, as well as all the other competitive options. So if it's time to make a gear purchase, regardless if it's the tools you're seeing today or just in general, always appreciate it when you use the affiliate networks that I offer to you in those links. It really does help fuel the channel and help me continue to make content. So just always appreciate that, guys. Now, this model is going to go for $75 on average for the base model. Man, I remember the days when you could get 119s and these models in their previous iteration for 50, 60 bucks maybe. It's just inflation and I guess cost of doing business here in America. But obviously American made, under $100, with the materials that we're familiar with. Now, I mean, the 119 standard, this is obviously the Pro, standard is the same price. So there's no value incentive to go with the smaller model. It's really going to come down to performance value. It would have been nice to see this 65. It is a significantly smaller tool. So it would have been great to be 65, 75. That just kind of helps offset the cost of just smaller materials or less materials. But it's really going to come down to, particularly in the base model, which what's going to perform for the task that you want it to do. Now, with that, we do have as a bushcraft option, just to kind of show you what the capabilities and sizing is. There's the more GERBER, and that family of knives is very similar in size, and they're going to be very similar in price. This is the carbon steel version. They have the Sandvik 14C28N. They go anywhere from like 60 to like 90 bucks, just depends on where you pick it up, time of year, and you have kind of options. You can go stainless or you can go carbon, depending on what you want. This is obviously going to be a much better like dedicated woodscraft tool, but it wouldn't be my first choice to do like food prep around camp. It wouldn't be my first choice to process a fish or game, and they're right around that same price. Then finally, for more of like a survival combat role, we do have the Rat Model 5 from Ontario. There will be an update video coming soon because they've updated the steel to 1075, same Rockwell 5759, I believe, as on the Buck, but just more of like a carbon steel base, way broader blade, but actually like the exact same cutting edge almost, within like 1/4 of an inch, just way broader, thicker, heavier, way clunkier, fuller handle. So you're going to be able to grip it and do like heavy tasks, and it's much heavier with a nylon sheath, but it's not going to have the finesse that obviously the 117 is going to have. Well guys, here we are, end of the video, and what are my final thoughts with the 117 Brahma, I hope that's what I'm saying, and just its size, you know, and it's there. I feel like there is an aspect of it, it keeps trying to find its place, that it's come out in different iterations, been discontinued, reintroduced. You know, for me personally, it doesn't fit a niche that I am currently looking for. And if you were to put both the 119 in the base model and the 117 on a table and say, let's go on a trek, let's go on a camping trip, let's go, I would go with the 119 every time. Now, if you're just doing true dedicated skinning of, say, you know, 4-legged game, then there is a potential that the 117 is actually the better tool, just because it's more compact. There's more finesse that you can do. It's thinner, therefore slicier in that regard. And if you like this style of the 119 and you have young ones that you're starting to train up under supervision with, you know, tools like this may be a great gift item. They get something that dad's got, just kind of on a more compact, more manageable scale for them. Time will tell if there is a place for it, and there is a desirability still in the market for this size compared to the 119 and just the 111, or excuse me, the 100 series, or not. So I look forward to hearing from you guys. What's your take on the 117, particularly after having, you know, run in a bunch of other competitive options and just talked about the capability of the 119 in comparison? I look forward to hearing all your guys' comments. Don't forget to smash that like button. If you haven't yet subscribed, I do invite you to subscribe and check out the other video popping up. And until next time, always remember, stay equipped, stay prepared, and I'll see you out there.